Well, hello there. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up now, finishing modeling the Humaniform. And I'm going to do a couple of bonus extra things here. For instance, I'm just looking at my guy right here and looking at how those two edges and these two edges, and let me go ahead and zoom on all this so I can see it more clearly. They're kind of like, they're pressed in a little bit. And I'd like that to alter that. I'm going to use my scale tool and just pulling on the red stick and X. Just going to pull those out a little bit. Nothing is happening. Yeah, that's. Let me see. Let me change here to median point. There we go. That's a little bit better. Maybe even a little bit more. I like that. All right, now I'm going to be spending a little bit of time now on edges for a while. So let me start with getting all of these edges on the head. And what I'm getting here is just the outline edges that outline like the four sides of the head here. And I also want to get these four, well, more than four, actually, it's six edges on the very top. So all the outline edges for the head here. What do you think I'm going to do? If you guessed bevel, you're correct. I am going to bevel. And I'll give it like 6 segments on the bevel and mouse out here and zoom on this and so I can see clearly what's going to happen here. And that's going to put some nice beveling on the head, rounding those edges. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. I got some round edges. Cool. Okay. I'm also going to do something similar right down the. Let me do this without having the bevel tool active. So there's those edges. Also get on this side, picking up the similar set of edges across the top. Orbit around, check my selection. My selection looks good. I want to get under the arms. And I want to get this edge of the body, that edge of the body, that edge of the body, and that edge of the body. And I want to get these front arms. All right. And we'll get the edges going down the body. Oops. Always remember you can control Z your way out if you accidentally lose your selection. Just control Z, you'll get right back on your selection. And I'm looking pretty good here for all these edges that I've got on the top of the body. And continue to add to my selection, working my way down the body. And then working my way down the legs. All right. That ought to be good for right now. I'm going to go ahead and get that bevel tool. And let's see what this big bevel is going to do. Don't have to pull it too much. You pull it too much, you're going to really blow your mesh. So you only have to pull that bevel handle just a little bit. Some nice rounding of the edges. All right, I'm generally happy with that. I got some rounding to the edges. Okay. Now that I've rounded the edges a little bit here on my guy, pretty happy with the way my edges came out rounded. Now we're going to start to take the model apart. So this would be a good spot to do an incremental save because I made some big changes to the model. And now we're going to start to take the model apart. So I'm going to switch to polygon mode for this. That way I can get the most bang for my buck. And I'm going to turn on X-ray mode, get in a strictly front view right here. And I'm going to select from there to there, hold down my shift key. And these are going to be the arms. In fact, if I wanted to put a short, I'm going to put medium elbow length shirt on this guy. Okay, that's okay. So these are going to be my arms. I'm going to press the P key, that brings the separation menu, and I can separate that selection. And I will name that selection arms. And then I want to get, let's see here, all but, now I'm going to turn off X-ray. Okay, let me zoom in on this selection here. I'm going to press down my shift and I'm going to deselect a bunch of these. And in fact, I'm even going to deselect some of those as well. So just to reveal more of my face. If I wanted to put a beard on my guy, I could put a beard on him too. But I'm just going to leave that all skin tone. And then, got to decide about this. Do I want hair all the way around, down to the top, the bottom of the, yeah, why not? All right, so what I have selected now, I'm going to detach that part, okay, and I'm going to call that his hair. So I'm going to press the P key, selection, and this is going to be called hair. And then let me see, as I'm working my way along here, I'm going to hide the parts that I'm removing. And then I'm going to go back to a strictly front view, go into X-ray mode, so I can get all this part right here. This right here would be the face and the neck. So I'm press the P key, delete that selection out, and that's going to be face. All right, I'll hide the face. And now it's Sleepy Hollow. We've got the Headless Horseman here. Cool. Okay, back into a hard orthographic view. Press down my shift key and bring that up so I can see what's going on here. Look at how I'm going to do this. Get the loop cut tool. Cut a loop in. Get my move tool. Move the loop down a little bit. Just about right there. That'll work. Be the top of the pants. All right, now getting that hard orthographic view. Back on polygon face selection. And I'm going to get this whole part right down to here. And that's going to basically be the top of the body right here. And that's going to be detached. P to selection here. And we're going to call this torso. That's his torso. Let's hide the torso. Now we're getting down to where we've got pants and shoes. And so I'm going to cut another loop in here, like right there. And I'm going to move it down to about there. Maybe even, well, let's not get carried away. I'll cut another loop into there. Move it down about the same spot. I can compare these two in orthographic view. I'm pretty happy with them. They're pretty close. Okay. So now I want to get the legs all the way down to the shoes. And let's get on polygon face selection mode. So I got the faces selected. There we go. So those are going to be his pants. Press the P key, take out that selection. I'm going to call it pants. And we'll hide the pants. And then the thing we're left with here now are his shoes. And so, I can go ahead and get out of object mode, get back into edit mode. This last thing, which is still called body. One thing's for sure, the gizmo for the body is now in the wrong place. Now, if I click on any of these other things like his face, his hair, um, if I click on any of those objects, their gizmos are kind of like on the center of them. But for the feet, the last thing I had left, the gizmo is definitely in the wrong spot. So to fix that, you can click Transform or Object, Set Origin, Origin to Geometry. That's going to make those sticks, the gizmo, go down to a general median point of that object down there on the bottom. Just helps to have those gizmos in the correct spot. So another bonus thing. All right, now this is a good spot for a incremental save because we've just torn the model apart. And the last thing we got to do here is we got to add materials to our model. So give me just a moment here. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and apply materials to our character. So I'm going to switch to over here in the viewport to material preview. So when I come back to it later, after I'm done with the shading tab, right over here on the shading tab, and I'm going to start getting these set up. Now, all of these objects were made from if you pulled it off like I did, everything was made from the default cube. And so every single one of these has the default material applied to it. So for right now, I'm going to change the name of that default material to hair. And let me click on the hair, and we'll zoom in on that. Got the hair selected here. And now everything's going to change this color. All right, everything is going to change this color because the all of them have that material. But now going forward, I'm going to select on that object right there, and I'm going to duplicate the hair, and we're going to call this T-shirt. And let's spell it right, T-shirt. And how about we make the T-shirt some nice bright red? There we go. Now things are starting to look a little different. And then let me click on the face. And we're going to duplicate the hair material again. And we'll call this, give me some skin. Got some skin. All right, now you're up to you what you want to set your skin tone to. There we go. That looks very Booth-like. I'm going to grab the arms, and also, now here I get to assign my skin material to the arms. Okay, so got my skin material there. All right, now the pants. Click on the legs here. We're going to duplicate the hair material again, call it pants. And this guy is going to be in some blue jeans. And then the last object that I need to paint here is his feet. So again, we're going to copy this material. We'll call this boots. He's got some boots down there. And the boots we're going to give him, we're going to have a kind of a dark tone to the boots. All right. Now, this was the whole building the Humaniform project. Okay, we box modeled out something that looks like a human being, used the extrude tool, the inset tool, the bevel tool, the loop cut tool. We used the move tool, the scale tool. Didn't touch the rotate tool at all, but that's okay. This one's not lending itself to be useful for rotate. And now this is what you're going to then take into create a 3-point light rig and set up a 10-second animation on this. And also it'd be nice if you'd spend a little time, give them a face. You know, when I did this in class, I put 2 spheres in there for eyes. I made basically I tried a couple different things, but was able to use a box to make a smile. You'd be surprised what you can do when you can move around vertices and vertices and edges and whatnot. So make it look good, and we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully this helped you out. Don't forget to like and subscribe.